America.
All right. 1973 Chevrolet Camaro. It's hot today. It's not Texas summer sneaking up on us.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Trying to. Yeah, it's giving us a little warning about what it's going to be like here in a few months. Four-speed, small block. I don't think it's the numbers matching engine. It's got a 350, little cam, big tall stood-up intake, headers. Oh, it's all electronic ignition. Electric fan on the radiator. Seems to run good temperature. Gauges all seem to work. Got a little stereo, some kind of seats out of something a little newer, and they are motorized. The four-speed shift's pretty good. It's got that original shifter with the curve in it. Pick up on it to go to reverse. Shift's smooth, clutch is good, brakes are good. It's got a little taller than stock cowl hood on it. That hood is steel, so it's not fiberglass, so it should hold its shape and not do all the stuff that the fiberglass ones do. Mess with the carburetor a little bit. It's idled up a little high. He didn't want any. I was going to say the same. He wouldn't even look over here. He was so intimidated by all the horsepower.
He might have.
Well, he's got EcoBoost.
Why don't you buy a real car?
So, no, pretty good car though overall, solid. It's not a rust bucket. And I tell you what, it is about impossible to go anywhere in this town without fighting traffic anymore this time of day. Factory console. This car is kind of badged out as a Z28, but it's not a real Z. I believe it had the original 350, 290 or 95 horse engine, but not a Z28, just looks like one. It's got the torque thrust on it, the classic wheel of the modern show car era. It took over for the Krager. I'm not the biggest fan, but that's just me. And it's mostly only because I've seen 8 million sets of them in my lifetime. But it's a good looking wheel, and they actually fit this car really good. Big wheel and tire in the back. I don't really know how they fit it. I think they rolled the lip when they did the body work, but it has a 315 in the back. And they said that's no mini tub, so. Boy, she was liking it. Good to see they're redoing the concrete here 30 feet at a time. Why wouldn't you just pour all of it? Why would you skip a 5-foot section like this? There's another one. Yeah. So every one of those you hit's a big bump. I'm sure that's going to age real well. My tax dollar's hard at work here.
Oh, it's so shitty.
Isn't it? I mean, it's like, why pour?
Yeah,
wouldn't it be more work to form up all of those instead of just re-pouring the whole thing? I mean, I'm no engineer, but gosh almighty.
That guy down there is me.
I'm in Garland, Texas, and it may look like zombies destroyed it, but that's actually just Garland.
Man.
What it is, bro?
It's one of my favorite clips. We're from out of town. No shit. Whole car ride's good though. I mean, it ain't bad.
Shit's smooth.
Shift's good, plenty of power. Watch out here. Pass them on the outside. Sling the rods out of it. Not terrible. I don't like that hard corner. Oh, that exhaust is low. All right, so we wanted to show you a couple of spots. Nothing major, but we try to over-describe this stuff just, you know, in case you buy it without coming out here to see it. It's got a couple of just minor paint stuff, nothing big. It's, yeah, and it may be on top. I need to hit it with a clay bar, I'm not sure, but a little chip here, small stuff. And again, a lot of people say, man, you over-describe this. Most people wouldn't even see it. But, you know, I'd rather over-describe it and have somebody happy when they get it. But it looks like the window might have contacted here at one point. And then there's a real minor spot here. That's a common stress area on these cars just because they flex there. That's the lead joint where they put the roof on. There's one real minor spot in the middle of the roof. And I noticed this one earlier. It looks like somebody, maybe when they polished this corner, they got right on that edge, and yeah, just burned it. This one's the same way, so that's super easy to do if you're not paying attention with a buffer. But overall, you know, I'm gonna say the paint job as a whole, and it's probably a 7, 8 out of 10. You know, I mean, that's, again, we're pretty picky on paint, but your average dude looks at this car and they're gonna say, oh, it's a show car. It's not. It's what I'd call a show car driver, you know, parking lot show car, but it's not perfect, but it's meant to be driven and it's priced accordingly. So it's a good car, solid. Got good curb appeal.
Did you mention price over there?
No, I didn't. And I've been kind of rolling that around a little bit because these cars are all over the place. You'll see some of them listed in the 40s. Most of them seem to be high 30s as listing, and I'm guessing they're selling, you know, in the mid 30s. The internet kind of screws everything up because you can ask whatever you want and people see that and they immediately think that that's what they're all worth. It's not always the case. So just straight honest number, I'd like to be, you know, 35 would buy the car, and I'll go through it and make sure everything's buttoned up and the tune up just on the carburetor and stuff. You know, I'd say we'd list it at 36.9, but real money, 35 would buy it, and kind of a no haggle deal. But it's a good car.